Hello, LinkedIn Live, and hello, Dave and Sizemore. Guys, we have a really fun live program. It's our second one this week, so it's always exciting to do the second one. Devin, welcome.
What's
So,
up, bro?
you're a great friend, a great guy, and you're a connector. I consider myself a connector too. We lost. Oh, here you're back, Devin. So I'm a connector too. You have this great way of helping people connect, and you have a group, Ace Connecting. You also help people with books, and you're just a great guy with awesome energy. You're great on LinkedIn, and you're here to help our audience connect better. So, Devin, welcome and share a little bit about yourself and how you help so many people.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, as you talked about, my passion is helping people build strategic relationships. And what I find is there's a lack of systems, there's a lack of process. It's a lot of accidental, amazing connections. And so I'm really on the other side of that, like, how do we systematize and do this in a strategic way where we can add value to others, yet still grow our network and have the impact we're looking to accomplish, generate revenue and impact everyone. And then, as you mentioned on the book side, that's a great accelerator to building relationships, instant authority, instant credibility. And it's just such a good way to establish yourself.
Awesome. So, let's talk a little bit kind of 30,000 feet. Connection is everything. Okay. I've built companies on connection. People is everything. Relationships are everything. How do you help people get better strategic relationships and connections with other people? How do you help them build their careers and grow through these amazing relationships? I don't know if you
Yeah,
heard
so
what
it's
I
put.
said.
I did, yeah. So it's playing the long game, right? I think that often people get so stuck in the sales mode that I call it commission breath, right? This commission breath shows up where you're trying so
I
hard to
love it.
close the
Commission
deal.
breath, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Love that. Commission breath.
yeah, right. And you don't want that because it starts to degrade the relationship. And so, what we have to focus on is the future, right? How do we add value? And then we have to train by doing. This is where a lot of people go wrong too, is if you want more connections, more referrals, more stuff coming to you, you have to do that for others. Yet, so often people are out there asking and asking and asking, but they're not giving, they're not doing, they're not training. So when we think about how do we build our network, we want to focus on others and then we want to train by doing. So we want to go out there and we want to make connections for others, add value to others, provide resources to others. And if we do that in an overwhelming way, we will get results.
Love that. So you said so many things here. I love networking. I love LinkedIn. I love connections. Humans are driven by reciprocity. Okay. If you're not going to do what you want them to do for you, for them, guess what? They won't do it for you. So I love that. You and I have worked together, send each other referrals already. I always do the first step. I always send the first connection. I always do the first thing. And then I see if the other person reciprocates. If he does, great. If he doesn't, okay. I'll find somebody who does. Now, I would love for you to share a little bit of tips about networking. You right now in California doing some event, helping some people. Now, in networking, are there any rules, guidelines? Is there any things that people should do to get better and better results from networking, Devin?
Yeah, 100%. So the first thing we have to do in networking is we have to change our goal. I always ask people, like, if you're going to go to an event, right, whether it's virtual, in person, group, big group, what's your goal? And often people get too specific. My goal is to meet this exact person. And then what happens is you close the whole room off, right? So like you have an event of 15 people or 100 people, but you're looking for one. Like that's so limiting and you're setting yourself up to fail. So the first thing is if you're going to network, your only goal is to meet people and your secondary goal is to get their contact info because if you don't get their info, you can't control the follow up. And no one's going to follow up with you if you assume they're going to follow up with you, like you're already going to fail. Meet everybody, you got to get their contact info. In the recommend you have a set series of questions, right? So default to something you're very comfortable with, ask the same question so you can hold yourself accountable to the conversation. And then from there, get their contact info. And that's your only goal when networking, right? Quick relationships, ask good questions, get their info, and then you're good, right? Then we can follow up and add value and move them through the process. So change your goal, get their contact info.
Awesome. Now I'm gonna share something a little bit technical, okay? I love psychology. I love the human brain, and we're all humans. Your connection is not the most stable, Devin. We're getting you a little bit cut off. Um, but basically, guys, you go into a networking event, okay? Come early before the room is full. Meet a couple of people and get to know them. Then when other people come in, start making connections. Okay, so let's assume, I'm going to this event you're in, and it's me, you, and another 15 people, and it's a pretty empty room. I'll get to know you. I'll get to know what you do. I'll get to know the others. When the influx of people come in, I will get to know another person. I was like, oh, you should meet Devin. Devin is doing this, this, and that. I'll bring him to you. You'll think, oh my God, this guy remembers. He's helping me. The other person is going to think, wow, this guy actually controls this room. He owns this room. And by helping others, you help yourself. And I love the commission breath. I used to network a lot, probably like 3-4 times a week. And I used to have people that literally will come up with a business card. They're like, here, business card. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you thinking? So be human and understand that anytime somebody is in a networking event, they all feel like they're alone and everybody else is together. It's just the way our
Love that.
mind works. So bring people in. You're talking to some people. You see a lost soul. You see that deer in headlights. Pull them in. Be a human. Help others, and they will help you. What do you think about that?
Dude, I love the part of our follow-up is going to be connecting people to add value. So if you can do that in person live at the event, that's gold, right? So I love that tip because it's so real and it makes everyone comfortable. No one's really comfortable networking. Like even the best networkers still find themselves in moments in the event of like, oh, why am I here? Who do I talk to next? And so if you can make it comfortable for yourself and gamify it a little bit where you're like, who can I meet and then who can I meet connect them to keep the conversation going? I love that. That's such a good tip. And then again, just make sure you get everyone's contact info because that's the part that unlocks the rest of the process.
Absolutely. I'm gonna do something a little weird, but this is a tip that I don't know if a lot of people know. I love LinkedIn, okay, and I keep connections through LinkedIn. I'm sure you know this, Devin. But next time when you're in an event, LinkedIn has this QR code mode. I don't know if you guys can see it. So you
Oh,
can
dude, the
scan.
QR code is gold.
Yes, so you can scan and get scanned, and it's awesome. It makes your LinkedIn basically become your business card. Now, what do you think about business cards, Devin?
I have a bunch of them, and if you ask, I'll give it out. But again, I want your info. So I don't care how I get it. I don't mind if I scan your QR code. I don't mind if you have a tap contact card. I don't mind if you want to text me. My only goal, like I said, is I have to gather your contact info, and ideally, I want to get an email. Like I want to control my follow up via an inbox. But however I can get it, I can follow up, whether it's text or LinkedIn or some other connection. I don't really mind. I think that what I would tell people now is a lot of people are playing with different digital experiences, whether it's scanning a QR code, submitting a form. And so just know that you're going to probably run into a lot of things. Pick the one that fits what's comfortable for you and fits your back end pipeline. So, like we use High Level. And so a High Level is great because like I can have you give me your name, contact, and email, and then it'll create a conversation with you and get you on my calendar. But at the end of the day, I still have real business cards. I still like taking notes on real business cards if you have them. But whatever they have, I'll work with as long as I get your info.
Love that. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. I speak all over the world. I network a lot. I invest a lot in my business cards. My business cards, for any company I run and own, my business cards look really, really good. They're thick. They have a layer. We have a whole thing. Now, we spend probably 10 times more on business cards or maybe 20 times more than usual people. It's a conversation piece. Every time I give my business card to somebody, and of course, I have to take their information. I don't rely on that. But the way they feel my business card, the way they look at it, there's so many ways to transfer value using things like a business card. And I don't think that's dead at all. I make business from my business all the time. And whenever I visit somebody, I didn't see them for a year and they met me at a conference, they still have my business card. Like it's a cherished item they have because of the perceived value of it. So business cards serve me really, really well. Of course, you got to control and you got to have the control of the data and follow up. But I'm a true believer in business cards. I love my business cards. Every new company we do, we design a brand new, cool business card. I'll share some with you maybe in the future. But business cards work, guys. Like they
Yeah,
truly.
let me jump in. Yeah, let me jump in on that because I always try to come up with really fun custom cards. And so I had a cat cafe and we did die cut cards that look like a cat head, and people never got rid of them because they were so real and like tangible. And then for consulting, we always use the like 5 layer matte finish, rounded corner, extra square, like real funky fun stuff. So when you put it in their hand, there's like that visceral texture feeling. Like, dude, yeah, if you're gonna do them nowadays, like invest in something badass.
We used to, or we still do, we infuse silk fibers into our cards so they feel so nice. People just go
Mm.
around and just touch them. It's so funny. We do that for our clients too. It's hilarious. We have a great question here. Rex Silet is asking, we would love to know, how do you follow up after networking? So do you have a process, man, of how do you follow up after networking?
For sure, yeah. So let's get into it. We have an exact process, and so I'll share it all with you guys. I'll give you the script. Let's go there. So here's what I recommend after networking. You meet someone, you got their contact info again, doesn't matter how, but you have their info to follow up. We're going to talk about following up via email just because it's one platform and we can at least talk about it. I like sending a touch 24 hours later. The script sounds like this. Hey, Bob, it was great meeting you at XYZ event. I enjoyed briefly learning about you and your business. I'd love to schedule time to connect with you so that I can make referrals for you. Here's a link to my calendar. I look forward to connecting with you. And then the subject line is following up from XYZ event. Let's get together. That's my subject line. So it's all this intent of booking a meeting. And our goal is to get them into what I call a connection meeting, right? So if it's virtual, 30-minute meeting, if it's in person, an hour, where we're just getting to know the other person, align on values, explore opportunities to have synergy and connect. All of that language, what I want you to hear is there's no sales in there. And this is where people go so wrong is they add you to their newsletter too soon. They start selling to you. They start trying to position and talk about benefits when you know nothing about the other person. You don't know who they know. You don't know what value they can drive. Like you know nothing. So all you can do is validate that they're a badass, express that you want to meet them, and express that you want to help them. And so that's my 24-hour touch. And then what I teach is 5 touches every 3 business days, 4 touches every 7 business days, and then we move to a nurture cycle. So because we're leading with value and we're leading with helping others, we then follow up every 3 business days. And here's some tips there. So I send the first email. The second touch, I always reply to the previous email. So, hey, Bob, I just want to bump this email. Love to sync up with you, man, and see how we can add value. So that'll be my second touch. 3 business days later, new email. Then 3 business days later, we're going to reply. 3 business days later, new email. If you want to infuse a phone call, you totally can. If you're going to call someone, leave a message. And then in your message, the voicemail script should say, hey, Bob, just calling to connect with you, man. I would love to explore how we could add value to each other and connect. I'm going to shoot you an email with my calendar link in case that's more convenient for you. And then you're going to send them a follow-up email as well. If you get through those 5 touches, well, 6, because you have the 24-hour touch plus the 5, then we move them to weekly touches 4 times. Same thing. It's the same process. It's the same script. It's the same everything. We don't change it. We don't try to address it because we don't know the time and timing. I can't control you booking a meeting. I can control how I follow up. From there, we move you into a nurture cycle. So 100% of the people we meet at some point will end up in a nurture cycle where every 6 weeks we check in with you. We see how you're doing. We see how we can love on you and add value to you. And that's our process. And if you add enough volume to that process, you will book more than enough meetings. Matter of fact, probably too many meetings. And then it gets you into connection meeting where we then can really dig into the relationship, the process, how we add value, how we make connections. So that's how we follow up. Again, don't start selling, lead with value, express how you met them, edify and endorse them, and get them into a meeting. Because if you can get them into a meeting, it unlocks everything else.
Love it. Hamad here is asking, how do you connect? So how do you do cold calls, basically? But before that, I want to give a tip to people. We're on LinkedIn, right? We're broadcasting live on some others, but we're on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I get so much out of LinkedIn. I want to share with you guys. Do you want to get someone's attention on LinkedIn? Don't message them. Okay? At least don't start with that. If you want to get my attention on LinkedIn, write me a really kind comment on the the post that I'm working so hard to put on every day. Okay? Think about this. Everybody's human, guys. So if you want to get the attention of whoever it is, now again, not everybody does their own LinkedIn. If he doesn't do their own LinkedIn, you'll get the attention of their EA. I do my own LinkedIn. If you're going to comment on my posts, I'm going to like you. Okay? If you comment on my post and support what I'm doing, your percentage of having a meeting with me just went up literally 500%. Okay? If Devin, if you tried to meet with me and I was too busy, but then every time I post, you like, you comment, you support my stuff, I will feel bad. I was like, oh my God, Devin's such a great guy. I should meet him. Reciprocity is so amazing. And before we go after people, we start looking at their profiles on LinkedIn. Then we start supporting what they're doing on LinkedIn. And then we may reach out and ask for a meeting. So that's just 2 cents that I wanted to add. But let's go to Hamad's question. How do you connect with someone unknown? So how do you do cold? How do you start relationships through cold outreach?
Yeah, so let's continue the LinkedIn convo because it's very real, right? If you're gonna do cold outreach, it needs to be informed. And so I want you to hear me on that. I want you to hear the word informed, right? So often when we do outreach, it's templatized, it's not customized, and has nothing to do with the person reaching out to. Now, that is what unlocks it. And I have a high rate of booking meetings when I reach out to people. So engage with them, like their stuff, comment on their stuff, add a ton of value. And then you could send them a message. And then even in that first message, I'll say, like, hey, I saw that you did XYZ or you were just at this conference. Dude, I love that podcast you were just on. I found this, and this super insightful. Here's what I do. And here's where I think we could strategically have a conversation to add value together, create content together. Again, not sales, something strategic in nature that generates a reason to meet. Now, what I do want to do, and I want people to hear me on this, is your current network has more than enough contacts in it. You don't need to do any cold outreach. You just don't know how to get the value out of your current network. So I do zero cold outreach. We test it, but I do zero and I take 30 meetings a week with new people. And so I promise you, if you're listening to this, you actually don't need to do any cold marketing. We can just use your warm network.
I love that. I help clients with cold outreach when they want it. I don't do any cold outreach for myself. Like you said, we have so much in our networks. There is, I don't know, 16,000 people following me. There is probably another 3 million people following them. Like there's so much in your network that you can get to. And I completely agree with you. So let's talk a little bit more about LinkedIn. There are some pet peeves, guys. I know everybody uses AI. I love AI. I make AI. But if you're going to reach out to me on LinkedIn trying to sell me my own service, not only I will never have a meeting with you, I'm not going to be connected with you anymore. You're going to move to my, pardon my French, shit list. Think about what you're doing. I'm not exaggerating. I build AI tools, okay, for sales, marketing, rags, and we do it for the biggest companies in the world, and we're some of the best people that do it. And then I get people that have no idea what they're doing. LinkedIn mail me and saying, hey, I can help you with your AI, or I could, do you do anything with AI? Read the profiles of people before you reach out to them. Okay. Anything to say about that?
Dude, 100%. It happens to me all the time. People message me for sales and marketing. Like, how's your sales funnel? Like, my sales funnel is infinitely better than yours. So let's not start there. What you could say, and I love meeting competition. I don't look at Ism as competition. I call everyone partners in awareness, right? And so I don't mind collaborating and connecting with you, but stop leading with your product and then be informed. Don't message me with things that are uninformed that show me that it's either a template or you didn't take time to look. Instead, say, like, man, your process seems very interesting to me. I'd love to have a conversation about what you're doing and what I'm doing, and then see how we could collaborate. That I'd book a meeting because I'm curious, right? And so yeah, informed communication. And if you're gonna spam people, like, it's a waste of time and money. Choose a different strategy.
I'm completely with you. Now, another thing, I love AI and AI tools, but people use too much AI tools when they connect with people without any thinking. How can you give some tips to people on how to use AI when connecting, so it's not obvious that you use AI and you didn't even read your message?
Yeah, I'm such an anti-automation person when it comes to direct communication, and that's just because I find my engagement rate is so much higher when it's really customized. Now, what I will do is I'll use AI to build profiles for people. So if there's someone I really want to target, I'll put their profile in and say, "Hey, tell me about this person." And then I'll ask questions like, what's their preference? What are they accomplishing? What are they trying to achieve? And I'll use it to help me become informed. And then I can use it to create a custom message to reach out to people. But again, all of this is just the dabbling stuff. I just use my warm network and stay busy. And that to me is where so many people go wrong is they're trying to pull more people into their world without even nurturing the people that are already in it. And that's your guys' lost opportunity is you have so much untapped potential inside your current network, but you don't have a strategy to tap into it. That's where the low-hanging fruit is.
Awesome. We have a question from the audience. Adrian wants to know, what's the best CRM tool you are using right now, Devin?
Yeah, I love this question. And it's important because you do need to track everything. We talked about the 5 touches, 4 touches, the nurture cycle. That's all task based. We want to make sure we're diligent in our follow up or holding ourselves and our team accountable to that. My answer is this: don't overthink your CRM. So you need a CRM that can track contacts, tasks. That's it. That's the minimum requirement. From there are some bonuses that would make it better. So if you can add tags to contacts, that creates the ability to sort people. If you can track relationships, so contact to contact, that's a great bonus feature because then you can track referrals, connections, who referred who you connected. But other than that, like don't overthink your CRM. Build the process, execute the process to success, and then make your CRM match the process. Where people go so wrong is they choose a CRM and then try to force their process into the CRM, and then the CRM dictates the process. Like that is not gonna work. Like that is a failure. And they overthink it, trying to over automate, over customize, over everything. Stop. Get to work, do the action, book the meeting, schedule the task, send the email. Just get to the process, get to the action, and then you can optimize in the future. Maybe you move better CRMs, maybe you find a CRM that's better for you. And then there's so many CRMs. Like, so I would be doing you a disservice if I advocated for just one, because depending on your industry, there's a brilliant industry CRMs that pull in different data. They have way different custom features that fit that industry. There's optimization and automation CRMs that are brilliant if you're going to funnel hack or do things like that. So, like, sure, there's great ones, but again, contact, task, that's it. Don't get bogged down in it. Don't waste your time on it. Get to work, book the meetings, do the follow up.
Love it. So I want to ask you about the ACES Connecting Group. Can you share with us a little bit about that, about this great community, and how can people maybe join?
Yeah, for sure. So connectionexpansion.com will take you straight to the school page. It's a private group, but it's free. It's for B2B professionals, high net worth individuals, and business owners who want to build strategic relationships. You have to be the kind of 5 principles in there, right? Number one is the most important is you have to be others focused. So you got to be someone who wants to add value to others because that's the core of what we do. And then we bring in guest presenters. There's courses in there that talk through my system and our process for follow up and how we add value. And man, it's just a place to really collaborate and start meeting real people with real conversations and making real connections. And that's what it's about. So come hang out and play with us. And then, yes, there's a lot more stuff we can get engaged with in there, but it's just an open invite that, like, if anything we've said resonates with you and you're like, man, I want to explore this and I want to build my network like this and I want to find these strategic partnerships, not just chase clients all day. That's what this group's for. Sure, you're going to find some leads and that stuff's going to happen. But what we're looking for is the joint venture opportunities, the speaking opportunities, the podcast opportunities, these leveraged opportunities where we go many to many and we have exponential impact. That's what we're chasing. And that's what this group facilitates.
Love it. Say that URL again if you can.
Connectionexpansion.com.
Connectionexpansion.com. Everybody, please go and join this wonderful group. Now, for our audience that wants to talk to you, find you, get to know you, how do they do that?
Yeah, so devinsizemore.com. So my name's on the screen. That'll take you to my website. All my info's on there. Content we're creating, my social links. You can contact form submit on there. If you join ACES, you can direct message me in there as well. And then from there, if you just raise your hand, we'll end up having a conversation at some point.
That's awesome. And now to kind of finish it off, I know you also have another thing you do. You help people get books. That's actually how you and I got to know each other, I think, originally. So can you share, I know that the connection is what we came to talk about, but can you share a little bit about how you help people with books and what an amazing marketing tool a book is?
Yeah, thanks for the question, brother. Yeah, so I work with a company called Million Dollar Author. All their info is on my LinkedIn and on my website as well. And with Million Dollar Author, we help thought leaders, coaches, consultants, marketing agencies write persuasive, high value books, easy to digest with a call to action. 100% ROI guarantee. A couple things that stand out that I want people to hear is 90 days to publish. So we're really big advocates for getting your book into the world to use it as a tool, not being proud of taking 2 to 3 years to write a book. Like, let's get to the finish line, which is actually the start of the race. And then the second thing is, once you get the book into the world, you got to do something with it. And so we focus on that, right? What's your bestseller launch? How do you mail books? How do you use them to book speaking engagements? How do you use them for follow up from events? What kind of bookmarks do you put in? How do we mail them to referral partners? How do we mail them to clients? And for myself, right? So I'm a client, a referral partner, and a strategic partner inside the company. So I played in all the different lanes. As a client with my own book, Connection Expansion, it has unlocked so many opportunities, right? So as we're talking, right, I'm sitting at a mastermind in Palm Springs at the house, getting ready to facilitate 8 hours of content on this topic. And really what unlocked that is having a book, being on stages, and then having people go like, oh shit, like Devin knows something about this topic. He's the authority. And so if you want to elevate your authority instantly, the book is the fastest way to do that. And it is the best business card. At trade shows, that is my business card. I hand you a book. My real business card's inside of it is a bookmark. It has a bookmark with a call to action too. And then we put that out in the world. That nothing competes. And let's get real sneaky. The cost of a paperback book, this blows people's mind. Not only can we get you published in 90 days, I could buy a copy of my book through Amazon for $2.50. And so for that $2.50, what else can you buy and give out for $2.50 that's going to add that much value, that's going to have that level? And the answer is you can't, right? And so that I don't think people understand is like, once you have this tool that you could buy $2.50, has a perceived value of $15 to $20, has your name, your brand to get shelf space. People don't throw it away. It's going to sit on their shelf, on their desk, on their nightstand. Like, it is such a powerful tool. If you don't have one, you got to explore it.
100%. And I'm going to throw a shameless plug for me because I'm so shy. I just won Wants to Watch in Marketing in 2025. And books are incredibly useful, guys. Like, books are amazing. So I'll take the shameless plug down. But
Heck yeah, love that.
Hey, I just got it this morning. I woke up with understanding I won another award, which is always a good thing, especially when you don't even pitch for it or try to get it. That's the best type. But everybody, connect with people like Devin. Books, connection groups, association is key. If you associate with the right people, you'll get the right things. I know that for a fact. And Devin can help you. So everybody, please connect with Devin. Devin, you're awesome. Love your energy. Love what you do. Go kill this 8-hour workshop that you're going to do. And everybody, thank you for tuning in. Please finish us up with a couple of tips for people of how to make better connections, Devin. And thank you so much for being such a great guest.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man. I always enjoy our conversations. My biggest tip that I want to give people is the power of one. And this is the last thought I like to leave people with. My subtitle for my book is You're One Connection Away from Massive Success in Your Life and Your Business. One connection. So often we get stuck on all the stuff, the volume. Yes, all that's great. But all you need to do is meet one person, have one good conversation, add value to them, and it could potentially unlock whatever you're chasing. And whatever you're chasing, I want you to hear me on that. It could be business. could be personal, could be a new inner circle, could be a new mentor, could be new vendors. Doesn't matter what it is, but one connection can unlock it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just go meet people, ask good questions, add value, help others, and then let's tap into that untapped potential in your network.
Love that, guys. That was pure gold. I hope everybody heard it. Thank you so much, brother. You're awesome. Go enjoy and kill your great workshop you're going to do. And hopefully we get to do this again, my friend.
Heck yeah. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for everything you're
Yeah,
doing.
man. Talk soon. Good luck today. See you, everybody.